Tonight, the Minnesota Twins try to complete the three-game sweep at home of their rivals from the American League Central Division, the Chicago White Sox. Major League Baseball's trade deadline is coming up in less than 48 hours. In fact, it's exactly 44 hours away. Among the big-name players moved today, Cliff Lee goes from Cleveland to Philadelphia. Freddie Sanchez from Pittsburgh to San Francisco. Among the players rumored to be moved, Roy Halladay, the ace from the Toronto Blue Jays, rumored to go to the Boston Red Sox. And Jared Washburn, one of the key starters for the Seattle Mariners, he may end up with in one of a handful of different teams. The Minnesota Twins enjoy playing against teams from the American League Central Division. And when we come back, Dick Bremer and Burt Blyleven have more on their success.
By your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or visit northlandford.com and drive one. And by Home Furniture. There's no place like home.
They've already won the series, and now tonight the Twins will try to complete the sweep against the Chicago White Sox. They've picked up 2 games on Chicago and 2 games on the Tigers, who've lost a pair down in Texas. The Twins hoping to move into second place all by themselves by game's end. And welcome to the Metrodome. Should be another fun night of baseball. Dick Bremer along with Burt Blyleven. You know, year in and year out, you look at not just the American League Central, pretty much any division in baseball, the team that ends up on top is the team with the best record within the division. And so far this year in the American League Central, that team's been the Twins.
Well, again, there's 72 games played in the division of the 162 during the regular season, and the Twins so far holding their own. 19-12, 6-2 against the Tigers, 6-5 against the White Sox, only .500 against the Royals, but they haven't played them a lot. 41 of the remaining 61 ball games played within a division.
And a dozen games against the Cliff Lee-less Cleveland Indians. So the Twins hope to make up some ground against Cleveland and Kansas City when they appear on the schedule. In this series, it's been the Minnesota defense that's led to 2 Minnesota wins.
Well, you know what, this team, the Minnesota Twins, are all about playing good defense because they rely on that defense. Bernard Span made a great, maybe a game-saving catch here a couple nights ago. And then right here, you'll watch Casilla knocking it down, getting his body in front of it, and getting the out. For the Chicago White Sox, it hasn't been that way. You see Gomez going a long way for that ball. For the White Sox, 75 errors on the year. That's the second most in the American League. And when you have speed right there, makes players maybe hurry it a little bit. And then right here, that ball last night off the bat of Joe Mauer, a ball that looked like Pasetnik had. The ball got by him. Those plays have to be made if they're going to beat the Minnesota Twins. The White Sox aren't doing it.
So pitching and defense will win you games. It's just in tonight's game, we have a change in pitchers for both teams. It was supposed to be Bartolo Colon. Instead, it'll be Jose Contreras. It was supposed to be Francisco Liriano. Instead, it'll be Brian Duensing.
Especially against divisional opponents. Just 2 games out of first, Minnesota is primed for a late summer run. Tonight, they try to sweep away the Sox. Next on Fox Sports North. And Brian Duensing will take the mound tonight instead of Francisco Liriano, who's come up with some forearm soreness and swelling. And Duensing getting the word today that he'd be making the start tonight as the Twins hope to complete the sweep of the Sox.
Pretty nervous young man, a left-hander.
And behind the White Sox personnel there, Jose Contreras, the veteran, finding out too last night he'd make the start in the series finale. Here's the Menard batting order for the White Sox. Scott Pasetnik leading off. Gordon Beckham moving up to the 2 spot in the batting order. Then Jermaine Dye, Paul Konerko, Alexi Ramirez, Mark Kotze, newly acquired White Sox utility player, Carlos Quentin, Jason Nixon, Ramon Castro.
Well, starting is nothing different or, nothing strange to Brian Duensing. He did it in the minor leagues. He had 101 minor league starts. Now he's making his first major league start. And as a reliever, sometimes we don't get to see all his pitches. Maybe get a chance to see that big slow curveball, the circle change up a little bit more. He has a fastball, a 4-seam, and a 2-seam. The 2-seam, of course, will sink into left-handers, away to right-handers, and then that hard slider that we've seen basically as his breaking ball out of the bullpen.
Twins have done a nice job keeping Pasetnik off the bases. They'll try to do that again here tonight. And the first pitch fastball that covers the inside corner.
Duensing, 26 years old, signed by the Twins back in 2005 out of the University of Nebraska.
Strike two, another fastball. The options for the Twins tonight with Liriano scratched were Duensing and R.A. Dickey. Back to Duensing as Pasetnik pokes it back to the pitcher, 1 away.
Well, that was a breaking ball right there. He left it up a little bit, and a kind of a half-hearted swing right here by Pasetnik, kind of reaching out, and Duensing right there makes the grab.
And now Gordon Beckham.
A lot of times starters are very nervous in their first major league start. I think what has helped Duensing, or will, it's the 9 relief appearances he made here so far. Remember, he made the team out of spring training when Scott Baker was on a disabled list, and R.A. Dickey took Baker's spot in the rotation, so he was out in the bullpen. He made his first major league debut against the Chicago White Sox in Chicago, where he worked 3 innings, gave up a couple hits, a couple runs. The only damage, really, the 2-run home run off the bat of Carlos Quentin.
Just 5 pitches, but he's throwing strikes and pitching aggressively, which will be a key for him if he wants to pitch through 5 innings. That's the goal for Ron Gardenhire, to get at least 5 innings from Duensing. Here's a foul fly that will reach the seats.
Well, his minor league numbers show that he has very good control. He's worked almost 600 innings at the minor league level. He walked 146 batters while striking out 418 in 591 innings pitched. 33-game winner in the minor leagues with a very good 3.61 ERA.
2 strikes to Beckham. And a 1-hopper skip to Punto. 2 down. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Twins are going to stick with the outfield. It's been outfield defense that's been instrumental in the first 2 wins in this series. Joe Crede back at third base. Punto and Casilla up the middle. Morneau at first. And Joe Mauer behind the plate.
Yeah, Gomez out in center field brings a lot of electricity to Span and Michael Kadire. They all complement each other very well in that outfield.
Gardenhire commented on that before the game today, how as much of an impact Gomez has had offensively and on the bases in this series, he just can go get the ball, unlike anybody else on either team. And he's been a very valuable center fielder in this series. 1 strike, and so far 8 pitches, 8 strikes for Duensing. Shattered bat, a little pop up to the right side.
Has that circle changeup right there. Good pitch.
And a good first inning for Brian Duensing in his first major league start. against Jose Contreras, however. Jason Kubel, Michael Cuddyer, Joe Crede, Carlos Gomez, Nick Punto, and Alexi Casilla.
And instead of Bartolo Colon, it will be Jose Contreras on the mound for the Chicago White Sox. In May, he was optioned to AAA, and at 37 years old, he accepted that, went down, worked on some things, came back, and over the last 8 starts has pitched very well. 4-4 with a 2.96 ERA since his return from AAA Charlotte.
Span, Mauer, and Morneau to get things started for the Twins. Span takes high, ball 1. Span broke up the no-hit part of Mark Burley's near masterpiece last night. Casilla walked, Span followed with a single, Mauer with a double. And in rather short order, the Twins broke up a perfect game, a no-hitter and a shutout in 3 quick at-bats. Now Burley hoping that the veteran Contreras can save the final game of the series. Tapper, foul, and it's 1-2. The Twins on a Chrysler Key stat have not been shut out in 74 games. Tapper, and Span got a piece. Span's average at 284. Wouldn't take much to get it back up in the 300 range.
Yeah, 284, but he's hitting 327 here at the Metrodome so far this year.
And he slaps it foul.
Contreras will give you a lot of different angles at 6'4". Opponents hitting 254 off of him coming into this ball game. Left-handers 236, right-handers 271. Started the season 0-5 with an ERA over 8.
And Span with a soft liner to right, and he drops a base hit into right field to start the ball game.
Pretty good pitch, pretty good piece of hitting right there by Denard Span.
The Northland Ford defense for the White Sox. Carlos Quentin in left, Pasetnik in center, Dye in right. Beckham, Ramirez, Nix, and Kotze around the infield. Castro, the personal catcher for Contreras, and Mark Kotze making his White Sox debut. We've seen him in the outfield, and he gets the start for Paul Konerko, who's the designated hitter at first base.
Yeah, Kotze coming over from the Boston Red Sox organization, traded for Brian Anderson, an outfielder that was sent down by the Chicago White Sox.
Contreras originally was supposed to start tonight, and the White Sox pushed him back a day. The quote from Ozzie Guillen to the effect that the Twins would run crazy with Contreras on the mound, meaning they'd steal a lot of bases. And now Span, their best base stealer, is on first here in the first inning. One of the reasons that the White Sox pair Castro with Contreras, Castro got a better throwing arm than A.J. Pierzynski, but now Castro is 0 for 9 and trying to throw out runners.
Well, a lot of times it's up to that pitcher to try to utilize that slide step, and Contreras kind of swings that left leg around the pitching rubber. He's not real quick home.
The Twins have some speed in the lineup with Span, Gomez, Punto, and Casilla. And Mauer takes outside. Nope, outside corner. I beg your pardon. 1-1.
Jerry Lane, the home plate umpire. He'll flare it out, but then it takes him a little bit of a time to put up that right hand on a strike call. He's the crew chief here.
Span checked again at first base.
Contreras making his 15th start, his 167th Major League start. Saw the umpires right there.
Outside, 2-1. Scotty Alter with the signs. Bauer, of course, tremendous bat control. Twins have some different options here. Start Span on a hit and run, a straight steal.
Mauer 7 for 19 against Contreras with a home run. A breaking ball missing.
3-1.
Contreras with a fastball, not overpowering. A slider and a split finger. See the split finger right there.
Span goes. Mauer lifts it to the left field corner. Quentin getting to the line, making the catch. Span has to retouch and come back to the bag. So a big outcome there for Jose Contreras, falling behind Mauer. Mauer lifting a fly ball, and the left fielder able to track it down. One away.
Yeah, someone that has been bothered by plantar fasciitis playing on the turf. Carlos Guillen in his third game. Excuse me, Quentin right there in his second game. Excuse me, Posetnik played out there last night.
Here's Morneau. And for some reason, Contreras, whether it's the different arm angles, the different speeds, he's had Morneau hitting out of the palm of his hand, and a swing and a miss there.
Well, that split finger right there. He doesn't change arm angles as much to left-handers as he does right-handers. He'll drop more, almost 3/4 to right-handers.
Morneau just 4 for 29, a 138 average against Contreras. And 0-2 quickly with the Twins first baseman.
Contreras, 37 years old, defected from Cuba back in 2002. Another throw over Bernard Span. Signed by the Yankees, pitched a couple seasons for the Yankees, and came over to the Chicago White Sox in a trade where the White Sox gave up Esteban Loaiza.
Up and away, 1-2.
The split finger is his strikeout pitch.
They pitch out. 2-2. Contreras, even though he spent some time in the minor leagues, about a month, second only to Francisco Liriano in losses with 9. And Morneau strikes out for the second out, and his struggles against Contreras continue.
That's that split finger again. It's like a changeup, and the bottom will drop out of it. So Contreras picking a strikeout. See the movement on that. Castro, the catcher, doing a good job of keeping that ball in his glove and keeping Span at first.
And now Kubel. Twins going Mauer, Morneau, Kubel now with a right-handed starting pitcher. Kanayer hit between Morneau and Kubel earlier in the series. And there's a first pitch strike.
Kubel 6 for 14 lifetime against Contreras with 3 doubles and a home run.
Twins haven't even attempted to move Span from first base yet after his leadoff single. Wide, 1-1. Contreras coming off losses 8 and 9 in his last 2 starts, at home against the Orioles, in Detroit against the Tigers. 9 earned runs in 11 innings in those 2 starts combined. Slow breaking ball that hits the corner, clocked at 74.
Yeah, again, that's that split finger right there. And I mentioned Contreras started the season 0-5 with an 8.11 earned run average, but he took the demotion, came back up, and very good numbers since his return.
2-2. That he pitched at all early in the season is nothing short of a medical miracle. Blew out his Achilles tendon late last year, and they thought that Long about now he might be able to help him pitch, and he was ready by opening day, which was really remarkable. 2-2 to Kubel. Down the right field line and a long run for Dye, and he's not going to get there. A high hop. Span is held at third, and Kubel's held at first. So a little fly ball, and Dye couldn't get there, and then a high bounce, but Span still only able to get to third base.
Yeah, Jermaine Dye was shading Kubel a little bit the pull, and this ball, even though it had some hang time, it took Dye a long time to get there. And Span, picking up Scotty Alger right there, is held at third base. So runners at the corners for the Twins with 2 outs.
And Cuddyer at the plate. Cuddier's had some issues with Contreras, just 5 hits and 26 at-bats.
Now watch Contreras see if he goes 3/4 more to right-handers like that.
Down and away, ball 1. Now the first 4 batters all lefty. Span, Mauer, Morneau, Kubel, now his first right-handed batter. At the knees, 1-1. Jerry Lane's going to do it to me all night long.
Now you see how he does. He just kind of goes from the side. He'll drop down a little bit lower too at times.
Flip down the right field line, foul, and it's 1-2.
It's kind of that delivery that as a right-handed hitter you say stay in there, but you kind of want to leave. Watch out.
Fastball just off the corner.
Your heart's in it, but the other part of you says, I'm going to back away a little bit because of that sidearm delivery.
Two and 2 to Cuddyer. Pitch up, and Cuddyer with a good swing and foul straight back.
Contreras first came over from Cuba. He was a right-hander that could get that ball in the low 90s, mid 90s, somewhere in there. Now he's topping out in the upper 80s. He changes speeds a lot, especially because of that split finger.
Cuddyer protecting the plate. Came out of Cuba, went to the Yankees, and they determined he didn't quite have the proper temperament to survive long in New York. Imagine coming out of Cuba and your first exposure to life in the United States was New York. Again, Cuddyer able to protect the plate. Big reason the White Sox won the World Series in 2005. Won his only start in the World Series, 1-1 in the LCS, 1-0 in the ALDS.
And he won 15 ball games that season too. Only lost 7 in 32 starts.
And Cuddyer finally strikes out to leave a pair of runners on base.
stroll through the Minnesota Twins locker room, I saw in each player and coach's locker a 33 Morneau jersey, and it came from the All-Star game this year in St. Louis. Each of the jerseys were signed, and Justin, as one of the traditions that all the All-Stars do around Major League Baseball, they buy their teammates gifts. Now, Joe Mauer and Joe Nathan each picked up some hats and T-shirts for the guys to wear to work out and in everyday life, and Morneau decided to buy his guys jerseys and autograph each and every one of them. And I asked him, I said, Justin, why the jerseys rather than something basic? He said, I just think the guys would like it a little bit more. Just a typical Justin Morneau deed, something that goes unnoticed and something he really doesn't like to talk about.
Paul Konerko with a deep drive to right, and Michael Cuddyer with a catch on the track, one away. A nice gesture by Justin.
Yes.
Teammates, I'm sure, will all treasure those and keep them. So a quick first out of the second inning for Brian Duensing, who has thrown 11 pitches, all of them for strikes.
He's a machine. He's a pitching machine.
Iron Mike.
Put another quarter in him.
Here's Alexei Ramirez down to fifth in the batting order. And strike one.
That's that slow curveball that we really didn't see a lot of while he was relieving. He kind of went fastball, hard slider, and then the circle changeup. Oh my goodness. Take him out of the game. He threw
Phone's ringing down in the bullpen. 1-1. Mentioned Scott Baker started the year on the disabled list, and that contributed to Duensing making the team out of spring training. The big reason, though, was Jose Majares did not have a good March, and the Twins wanted to come out of camp with two left-handed relief pitchers. Here's a drive to center field in the first hit of the game for Chicago's Alexei Ramirez. A one-out single here in the second inning. Dairy Queen's Miracle Treat Day is right around the corner, and Matt Guerrero has more details.
Fox Sports North and the Minnesota Twins encourage you to visit any participating Dairy Queen location on Thursday, August 13th for Miracle Treat Day. For every Blizzard treat purchased, $1 will be donated to Gillette Children's Specialty Healthcare. Visit www.miracletreatday.com for a list of participating locations.
Thank you, Matt Guerrero. Here's Mark Kotsay. Big swing and a miss at the high fastball. Kotsay's become now, I guess, a journeyman utility player. The Twins saw him not so long ago with Oakland, with Boston, designated for assignment and dealt here to the White Sox a couple days ago.
Yeah, he's had a lot of injuries over the last couple of years that have kind of taken a lot of his at-bats away. On a disabled list with the Boston Red Sox this year after back surgery. I remember him when he first signed with the Marlins, their #1 pick back in 1996, because he played college ball out of Southern California, Cal State Fullerton. He was the talk of college baseball. Came up, had some good years, and then the injuries kind of plagued him. Now at 33 years old, White Sox are a 6 different organization to play for.
Duensing will just flip to first. Ramirez with his good speed able to get to second on the chopper back to the mound, 2 away. That'll bring up Carlos Quentin. Well, the White Sox got him to provide veteran presence off the bench, but also it's kind of a safety net for Quentin in left field, who's going to be trying to get through the season with the plantar fasciitis. Jim Thome, who's yet to make an appearance in this series with a bad back. Two down. Ramirez at second, and here's Carlos Quentin. And Duensing hits the outside corner.
A bat that the White Sox need right here if they are to stay in contention. Carlos Quentin. 36 home runs last year, 100 RBIs, 130 games played. This is the last month.
And of course, White Sox had to try to get it done last September without Quentin. The Twins are trying to get it done pretty much without Michael Cuddyer, who came back at the very end of the season. Both teams last year, even as they were, forcing Game 163, both of them were without a key player for a good part of the season. Up high, and it's 1-2.
I mentioned before, Quentin at 6'2", but when he gets in that batter's box, he crouches down, and you can see his head and Joe Mauer's head almost the same, just a little bit above. So very small strike zone.
And fouled away.
Turns himself into Chuck Knobloch almost.
With a lot more power.
Yes.
The White Sox had their eyes on Quentin for a while. They brought him over last year, and had he stayed healthy, he might have been the league's MVP last year instead of Dustin Pedroia. 1-2 with the Chicago left fielder. Another foul. Dunsing was just pumping one strike in after another. 23 pitches, 20 strikes.
A lot of injuries will require a lot of different lineups. That's what Ozzie Guillen has put together, 77 different lineups in 102 games played.
And
now a new addition.
Figures that Kotsay will play not only at first base, but in the outfield. DH a little bit. Ramirez bluffs toward third. And Quentin takes ball 2.
That's a second baseman, Alexi Casilla, that will hold Ramirez close as he can to second base. But on a normal base hit, he will score anyway from second. Very good speed, Ramirez at second.
2-2 to Quentin. A breaking ball wide of the plate, and Quentin waves at it for strike 3. Your next Minnesota vacation today, you're viewing Giants Ridge near Biwabing in northeastern Minnesota. 2 courses at Giants Ridge, the Legend and the Quarry, offering 36 holes. Been described by National Golf magazines as among the top 6 golf destinations in the world. Right up there in northeastern Minnesota. Who'd have thunk it? Here's Joe Crede to start the second inning. Crede with a swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. Crede, Gomez, and Punto facing Contreras, who threw 29 pitches in his first inning, stranding a couple of runners along the way. And a foul back by Crede. I'll pass along best wishes to Kayla Zart, St. Cloud State student who's a big Twins fan and some tests run at Abbott Northwestern Hospital. A little roller off the bat of Creedy. Taylor, best of luck and hope that you're out and up and at him real soon. One down. Creedy retired. Carlos Gomez the hitter. Ron Coomer, Jose Contreras seems to get by when he's successful on a guile and sometimes a different arm angle or two.
Well, there's no doubt. I've faced him. He's very, very difficult on right-handed hitters. He should be very good to hit for our left-handed guys. So first of all, as a right-handed hitter, I'd say let's go lefties. But what you're going to see tonight, if any of the right-handers have success off Contreras, you're going to see their front shoulders stay in, and you're probably going to see them fill up right center field.
Gomez continues to perplex the White Sox. They don't know what to do with him.
Well, that looked like a split finger right there that just stayed up, and Gomez kept his hands back nicely. And just able to just hit that ball right over his shoulder button right there.
See, Burton, what you're looking at right there is a hanging breaking pitch or the splitter that he throws, that he cuts, that moves kind of like a frisbee or a slider. And right there, Gomez just stayed on it enough. If that ball's down, it's a routine ground out. So to me, as a right-hander, our Twins hitters, their approach, right center field tonight off Contreras.
And now Punto will hit. Gomez 8 for 13 in stolen bases. Twins did not try to steal in the first with Denard Span aboard after his leadoff single.
And that's exactly what Contreras did when Span was at first. A lot of throwovers.
Ron Gardenhire feeling a little bit better today. He's been suffering the effects of the flu the last couple of days. And that's outside ball one. Punto with a big two-run single in the ball game last night after a Gomez sacrifice bunt.
Hey, Ron Coomer, as a right-handed hitter, I mean, we saw Kadire really battle him. I mean, is it tough on right-handers?
It's very tough, Bert. And, you know, you tell yourself before the game, you know he's pitching, okay, I'm going to stay in with my front side, and I'm going to shoot that ball the other way, or I'm going to take him back to the middle. But then all of a sudden he releases the ball, and it's behind you. The old courage thing comes into play, and you just flinch just enough to where that pitch down and away, you just end up, you know, either grounded and out to short or third. To me, he's very difficult. The other thing so far today that I've seen that I haven't seen from him in a while is very good change of speed.
Right.
His fastball today has already topped out at 91. I was expecting to see more like an 86 or 87 mile an hour fastball.
Punto squares and takes a strike.
Yeah, that fastball right here clocked at 89 miles an hour. But he's an established pitcher. He had many years in Cuba where, you know, he was one of their better pitchers. So when he came over, he had an idea how to pitch. And now, you know, that's why he's still pitching at 37. He's made the adjustment from being young and strong, and now he's a smarter pitcher.
And if you're annoyed already by the throws to first, get used to it. Contreras, while he's been on the mound, has given up 13 stolen bases in 13 tries, and Castro has not thrown out a runner all year long. So this is their one defense, and there goes Gomez. Castro's throw, not in time. The one defense they have is a lot of throwovers in the hopes of discouraging the running game.
That's a great throw right there by Castro. I mean, by the time he got the ball, Gomez was over halfway to second. Gomez got a good read right here, and you see Castro throw a good strike to Ramirez, but it's Gomez able to get that left hand on the bag before the tag can be applied. So Gomez gets into scoring position, his 9th stolen base of the year.
We'll see if Punto can deliver another big hit tonight.
Punto 5 RBIs over his last 3 games. Big 2-run single in last night's victory over Mark Burley and the White Sox.
That's well in front of the plate, and Castro blocked that up around his shoulders. Contreras fired it about 55 feet.
Utilizing that chest protector, Trent Castro making that ball die in front of him.
Punto's two-run single yesterday as a right-handed batter went to the opposite field. We'll see where he places this ball in the 2-2 pitch. Up and away, 3-2.
Now see, Nick is 11 for 31 lifetime against Contreras because that's, I think, Nick's game plan. If Contreras leaves that ball over the plate, he's not going to try to pull that ball. He's going to slap it to left field.
3-2. And he takes ball 4. So Contreras has retired 4 of the first 8 batters he's faced. 3 singles and now a walk.
He's thrown a lot of pitches, 41 pitches so far. Here with 1 out in the second inning.
So the Twins, who throughout this little 2-game series have gotten production, a lot of it from the bottom third of the order, hoping that that combination now, Gomez, Punto, and Casilla, will click again here in the second inning.
Casilla 2 for 2 lifetime against Contreras.
Casilla chokes up on the bat a little bit and takes strike 1. The ball caught by Ramirez. It was headed right for Gomez's rib cage.
Well, that's that daylight play that we were talking about last night. Ramirez gave him the glove and then ran beat over towards second base. Watch Ramirez right here sneak in behind the runner. And that ball, as Gomez dove back to the bag, somehow got into the glove of Ramirez.
To left center field and deep. It bounces into the seats for a ground rule double. A run will score. And the White Sox catch a bit of a break there. If that ball stays in the ballpark, Punto scores easily, and Casilla might have a triple.
You know, Alexi Casilla, that's only his 7th RBI of the year, but once the trading deadline is over with and there's no trade, maybe we'll see Alexi Casilla relax a little bit. Good swing right here, taking that pitch the other way. Now 3 for 3 lifetime against Contreras.
Left center field.
You know, when you read that, hey, Twins need a second baseman, you put a little added pressure on yourself, and I'm sure that's what Casilla has done.
I saw Ron Gardenhire addressing the situation with both Punto and Casilla, and the joy he's gotten in seeing these guys produce now in the last couple of ball games. It's easy to say it, and how a player puts it into practice, I guess, is the challenge. He says, you know, you just need to forget about what happened and start the season tonight, you know, and just play it through the last 9-10 weeks.
Sometimes that's easier said than done.
Span bounces it to the right side. A run will score. Span driving in Punto, and it's 2-0 with Casilla taking third.
Good at bat right there. Span picking up his 37th RBI. He saw the infield back. Just get the ball by the pitcher. He was able to do that as Punto scores the second run of the ball game. And on the play, Casilla moving to third.
Mauer will hit. Joe's had a quiet series. A double that tied the game against Burley last night on a ball that Scott Podsednik probably should have caught in left field. Up and away, ball 1. Mauer with a fly to left his first time up, hit a fly ball down the line, and Quentin was able to close in on it, make the catch right on the line.
Contreras has 4 wild pitches on the year. Castro's going to have to try to do everything he can in case that split finger lands in front of the plate like it did with Punto at the bat.
Nice block by Castro. Morneau, of course, on deck. Contreras knows he's been able to get Morneau out. Strike on the outside corner. Mauer 0 for 1 tonight. His average at 356. Ichiro started the day at 366. Got a couple of hits today, including the game-winning hit for the Mariners in their ball game. 3-1 to Mauer. And there's a walk that'll fill first base.
The second walk of the inning for Contreras.
So he's faced 11 men and retired just 5 to this point.
And with Don Cooper, the pitching coach, still away from the ball club for family emergency. It's the bullpen coach, Juan Nieves, that is now the pitching coach. Juan Cooper, when you have trouble against a pitcher like Justin has, you try to do anything different?
Well, I think so. What you really want to try to do is really be still in the batter's box, especially early in the count, so you really get a good look at the pitches. I think the last at bat, Justin swung at a forkball that was definitely, it started out low and then it bounced. To me, he's not picking up the ball real well. Every hitter has a pitcher like this. So look for Justin to be real still in the batter's box and really try to see the pitch better.
That's outside a ball.
That was a good take right there. He almost watched Justin's face and head just follow that ball all the way to the glove of Castro. Justin leads the American League with 26 home runs, 83 RBI.
Also look for him to shoot the ball the other way.
Off the handle of the bat, backing out of play, 1-1. Contreras has already thrown 52 pitches. He's picked up 5 outs along the way. Twins have gotten a couple here in the second. Nearly scored in the first. Morneau trying to provide a little breathing room. And 1-2.
Yeah, that's an awkward swing right there for Justin. You don't see him swing like that too often. He just kind of gingerly swung at that ball. Usually you see Justin really rip at it. Contreras jamming that ball to create that split finger.
Comes in with a fastball up and in, and Morneau a little late with his swing, and he flips it foul.
Yeah, 2 split fingers, 2 fastballs, both fastballs middle in.
One and 2 to Morneau. Sails outside, 2-2.
That split finger sometimes can come out like a knuckleball.
But very foul.
Well, you wait back, and Justin got good wood on it, but lined it over the bullpen of the White Sox.
It's interesting. The Twins are chasing the White Sox and the Tigers. The Tigers are loaded through their rotation, through their bullpen with hard throwing pitchers, guys who can really consistently throw it in the 90s or above. And the White Sox more of a team that built around finesse pitchers. Burley last night, Contreras tonight. And it's a full count to Morneau. Justin Verlander going for the Tigers tonight. He's been clocked at 100 miles per hour.
You would almost think that Contreras here would throw another split finger.
Kubel on deck. Second base is open.
And he does. And Justin way out front.
A couple of walks, a couple of hits, and a couple of runs for the Twins in the second. involving the Twins' wives, and you're instrumental in the Major Sports Cafe event. Hang with the Majors at Majors tomorrow, right?
Correct. Yeah, tomorrow. Majors in Bloomington.
Okay. And it's going from 5 to 9 p.m. and it's a great opportunity for you, as the title says, to hang with the Majors. Is this the second year, I believe,
second year we've done
this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it last year, and it was great. And we just have a little bit more going on this year, so I want everybody to come out and join the Twins players.
Lisa, tell us a little bit about what fans can expect.
Well, we've got about 12 players going from 5 to 6:30. There's a private dinner, and people could call Majors and get tickets to that. They're $100 for adults, $75 for children 12 and under. And that goes from 5 to 6:30.
Jason Nix clubs one deep to left, span at the wall, and it's gone. A home run just out of his reach. A home run for Jason Nix, and it's a 2-1 ball game. He almost brought that back.
A high fastball right there, and with one swing, the White Sox cut the Twins' lead in half. Home run number 3 on the year for Jason Nix.
Watch how close Denard Span came to making this catch.
That great effort right here, just runs the ball just a little bit too high. Lands in that second row.
Ramon Castro, the catcher, will hit in a now 2-1 ball game. Well, again, it's at Majors in Bloomington tomorrow. Now, give the fans a list of the Twins players who will be there. Waiting on tables. You got celebrity bartenders. They'll sign autographs and all that.
No waiting on tables, but celebrity
no
bartenders.
Waiting on tables. Okay.
They'll be bartending behind the bar and at beer tubs. And it's Nathan's, Kadires, Pintos, Redmonds, Cranes, Perkins, Bushers, Dunsing, maybe Slowey, and Denard Span will be there. So we have a big group of people. And the phone number to call is 952-835-8308. And just one more thing, I just wanted to say that it benefits the Minnesota Military Family Foundation, so it's for a great cause. So
Garcia throws on Castro, 1-1.
Well, not only the players have given a lot back, you wives, you do a lot.
Yeah, we do a lot of fundraising throughout the year, and we enjoy it. So this is just for a great cause, and the players will be signing autographs, and all the proceeds go to the Military Family Foundation. So
again, it's hang with the Majors at Majors in Bloomington tomorrow from 5 to 9 o'clock. Private dinner, cost is $100, and you can have, if you'd like, Joe Nathan draw you a beer, perhaps, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Here's Scott Podsednik. He hit a soft line drive back to the pitcher to start the ball game. 1-1. Dunsing's been given a couple of runs to work with. One of them has been taken away from him here with the leadoff home run by Jason Nix. Up until the little ninth inning rally that the White Sox put together last night, every run they'd scored in this series have been scored on a home run. And the ball flipped foul and back into the seats. Well, Lisa, what other events? I know you had the gift bag or the memorabilia bag, right?
Yeah, we had the tote. This year we do a lot of stuff like going to the Gillette Children's Hospital and decorating cookies with the kids, and just a ton of stuff that we do. So the Morton's event, which is now at Max.
Right, that's Michael Kadires' son, right?
The Boys and Girls Club, we do that. We decorate bird cages for another charity, and at the end of the year we decide where all the money should be split and to what charities they go to. So
Scott Podsednik right here not happy at that call, but Dunsing picks up his second strikeout.
2 down, and here's Gordon Beckham. Hit a bouncer to short his first time up. Well, the event is coming up tomorrow night again, and it's for $100. You get a private dinner with some of the guys you watch on TV on a nightly basis. And autographs can be had. Here's another bouncer to short, charged by Punto. Lisa, thanks for stopping by and visiting us. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
runs in the second. White Sox got one back in the third as they hope to sweep the Chicago White Sox. Jason Kubel leads off the third for the Twins, and he takes ball one. Kubel with a single his first time up. A little pop fly down the right field line. Jermaine Dye couldn't get there in time. And this one skied to left center. Pasetnik, Quentin. They look at each other, and it's Quentin who makes the catch.
Not always a good thing to do here at the Dome.
One down. Let's go to Robbie and Smokowski in a Dodge game break.
Exactly, Dick. And for that, again, we take you to Arlington, Texas, where the AL Central leading Detroit Tigers now have a 5-1 lead in the top of the third inning. Thanks to Curtis Granderson and his 2 home runs tonight, a solo shot and a 2 home run. Ryan Rayburn added an RBI single to make it 5-1, top of the third inning. Twins and the White Sox. Each of these teams tonight trail the Tigers by 2 for first place in the AL Central. Gentlemen?
Well, thank you, Robbie. I think that's 22 home runs now for Granderson. He's having a great year for the Detroit Tigers.
Some group of fans in the upper deck in left field have broken out a gross of beach balls. So as if Contreras and his deliberate pace on the mound aren't going to prolong matters enough as it is, I would imagine some of those beach balls are going to end up on the field. We're already, some of them have descended down to the lower deck. Here's a little fly to center field, and Pasetnik has it measured out number 2. You can ask us a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Bill Phillips from Minneapolis wondering who will be the biggest name to move before the Major League Baseball trade deadline. There's a decent chance that biggest name has already been moved. A lot of activity today.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie and Smokowski, Cliff Lee.
Robbie and Smokowski got traded?
He talked about earlier about Cliff Lee getting traded to the Philadelphia Phillies. Jack Wilson went over to the Seattle Mariners. Freddie Sanchez moving over to the Giants from the Pirates.
There's a fly to right field. And Dye made the catch.
Yeah, we did trade Robbie and Smokowski.
What do we get back?
3 old balls. Not 4. You are hereby circled. Oh, you are too, young lady.
Lexi Castillo with a ground rule double, scoring a run, setting up the second run of the inning to score. Jermaine Dye, Paul Konerko, Alexi Ramirez facing Brian Dunsing, who delivers a strike over the inside corner. Dye with a pop-up, shattering his bat in the process. Hit a little fly ball caught by Morneau to end the first inning.
What's helped Dunsing out so far, able to get strike 1. Good pitch, outer half of the plate. He's faced 12 batters, have been able to get strike one on 9 of the 12 so far. And throwing strikes, 39 pitches, 31 strikes.
Bounce to third, right at Creedy. Over to Morneau, one away, and he's thrown an average of about 12 pitches an inning. One down, and here's Konerko.
Well, Dunsing again making his major league debut as a starter. The most pitches he has thrown as a reliever, 53. That came against the Yankees here back earlier this month, back on July 7th.
Konerko hit a fly ball to Cuddyer, his first time up. Wish a happy 93rd birthday to Oscar Erickson of Ypsilanti, North Dakota. A very loyal Twins fan. Happy 93rd, Oscar. One and 0 to Konerko. 2-0. Two nights ago, Jose Mijares got his first major league win.
Yeah, I talked to him. He said he caught the baseball. He's going to keep it.
Dunsing hoping to do that here tonight. A little bit high, and it's 3-0. It was last night that Dunsing got his win, or Mijares got his first major league win. 3-0. Konerko might be green lighted here. 20 home runs on the season. Takes a strike in the inside corner. White Sox counting down the days that they have to play indoor baseball here in Minnesota. This is the end of this series. Konerko drawing a walk. There's one more 3-game series coming up.
Well, first walk of the ball game for Brian Dunsing.
And Ramirez will hit next. Aflac trivia question. It was the last team to shut out the Twins. It was Chrysler Key stat. Twins hadn't been shut out in 74 games, so it was earlier this year.
Very good.
Strike to Ramirez.
Well, it did not happen here.
Yeah, remember the Tigers shutting out the Twins in Detroit
back in early May.
And another one over the inside corner, 0-2. Konerko, no threat to steal. It doesn't run well at all. One of the problems the White Sox have in putting together innings that the Twins like to put together, where one at bat feeds into another and you score some runs with some good base running, is in having Konerko, Thome, and Pierzynski, let's say, in the middle of the lineup hitting in succession, and they all run around the field with orange triangles on their back. They don't run real well.
You can throw Jermaine Dye in that too.
Yes, foul back to the screen. Ramirez can run. Got off to a very poor start in April and May and has picked it up considerably since then. Two strikes, Dunsing to Ramirez. Drive to left, Span retreats for out number 2. Twins and Angels start a 3-game series on Friday with a wind-up giveaway. That's Justin Morneau in a wind-up walker. And the First 10,000 fans will get one just like that, courtesy of Twins affiliate AM 1500 KSTP. You can call 800-33-TWINS or log on to twinsbaseball.com and purchase your tickets to next Friday's game. This Friday's game, 2 nights from tonight. Walk away with a Morneau wind-up walker. Here's Mark Kotsay. Bouncer to short. And Punto flips to Casilla to end the inning. Another good inning for Brian Duensing. 4 good innings and 51 pitches thrown. Get free 2 gigs online backup service with Quest high-speed internet. By Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. Expect grand. And by Chrysler. From power and efficiency to innovation and style, it's the way our vehicles come together that sets us apart. Chrysler. How exactly would you describe that strike? Was that a bunt?
A
swing? Was it a swing?
It was a kind of a... I'm going to do what Scott Besetnik tried.
1 strike to Gomez. And now a bunt foul, 2 strikes. Gomez with a single and a run scored. I don't know exactly what this was. No, this was a bunt attempt.
He tried to take that second one with him towards second base. First one, don't know what he was trying to do.
1 and 2. It was Gomez with his 1-out single, a stolen base that started the 2-run inning for the Twins. The Twins scored 2 in the second, left 2. They also left a couple of runners on in the first inning against Contreras. That's strike 3, but Castro has to throw to first, 1 away. Back to our Aflac trivia question.
Happened back in early May against the Detroit Tigers. Twins have been shut out 3 times this year. The last time back on May 5th in Detroit, 9-0 loss to the Detroit Tigers.
Jared Washburn shut out the Twins, or contributed towards that anyway. 4th game of the season.
And then Bartolo Colon and the White Sox in Chicago.
1-0 to Punto, who drew a walk and scored in the second inning.
And the rookie Porcello against the Twins in Detroit.
Or the question, the Carsoup.com email question, big names that might yet be traded, knowing that Freddie Sanchez is gone, Cliff Lee going to the National League. That's good news for the Twins. They still have 4 series left with Cleveland and could draw Lee 3 or 4 times for the rest of the year, but that's not going to happen now. 2 down, and that'll bring up Casilla. Victor Martinez of the Indians has been rumored to be dealt, as the Indians are going to completely throw in the cards here and rebuild, apparently. Ryan Garco dealt yesterday. Mark DeRosa traded to the Cardinals earlier this year. You wonder whether Kerry Wood might be dealt before it's all said and done. Contreras settled into a groove now. He struck out Morneau to strand a couple of runners in the second. The Twins haven't done anything since. Ball one.
Grady Sizemore kind of came out publicly and asked what the Indians, what direction they're going. And he's pretty upset. He said, well, Mark Chaparro said, you know what, if my leadoff hitter did a little bit better, maybe we wouldn't have to be where we're at.
Quentin gets into foul territory, covering a lot of ground. Good news for the White Sox that Quentin's able to run like that. They don't like playing here. But Mike Opat, Hennepin County Commissioner, is with us here in the top of the fifth inning to talk about exactly where the state of affairs is regarding Target Field. And things are still on or ahead of schedule, correct?
They are. It's exciting to see it. I know you guys were over there, about a month ago?
I was there a month ago, yeah.
And even since then, it's changed. All the steel's done now. And all the scoreboards and electronics are in. The lights are in, and they haven't been fired up yet, but they're in.
Driven to center field. Gomez going back. He's at the fence. It's gone. We have a tie game. Quentin with a home run. His first since returning from the disabled list. And he does not look like he's getting around the bases very well.
Home run number 9 on the year for Quentin. And it was Carlos Quentin that hit a home run off of Gunsing earlier this year.
That's one of the slowest home run trots I've seen this side of Kirk Gibson.
They got a fastball, hit it straight away center, and the game is tied at 2 apiece.
So a leadoff home run for the White Sox in the third, another one here in the fifth. It's 2-2, and Nix is the hitter. He hit the solo home run, the leadoff home run in the third.
You know, we had Lisa Nathan come up here, first batter. When she sat in that chair, hit a home run, and then the first batter you sat in this chair, hit a home run.
I'm not proud of it right now. So.
2-0.
I think I'll be the last guest today.
You're it.
Herb Schneider and the manager Ozzie Guillen talking with Quentin, who had to make that long run to close out the bottom of the fourth inning. And as he went around the bases, he did not look like he was moving well at all. Here's a high fly to center in the ballpark. And Gomez with the catch, one away. Well, our photographers were at Target Field yesterday getting a look at things. And now you were telling me that they're going to lay the sod in what, about 3 weeks?
Yeah, three to 4 weeks. It's you can see the field going in there, all the drainage systems, the sprinkler systems.
Look at all those seats.
There's the seats. Yep. I know the suites are getting finished up, and actually they've locked the doors in some of them because they're all done, and there's no need for anybody to tour or go in there until it's actually changes hands.
Castro with a swing and a miss.
I know the ballpark tax, a lot of people talking about the ballpark tax as far as Target Field, but there's so many other things that this ballpark tax is benefiting.
There are, and there are two primarily, and talk about those in a minute here.
Reedy fires across, 2 outs.
First is we're allowed to spend some money on keeping libraries open longer, and that was a provision in the law, and we've done that. We call it Ballpark Sundays, and there you can see the graphic. I love that graphic. 13 additional libraries are open. They'll be open Sundays for I think a 9-year commitment we made, and the only libraries open in Minneapolis are open because of the ballpark tax. So that's been an exciting development. And then the other one is the county board just passed a grant program for youth sports and facilities. And we kept it to facilities. We're going to have the folks who do the Mighty Ducks funding administer the program for us. And we'll build some capital facilities and fields, skateboard parks, whatever it is. And cities and school districts will be applying. And we'll be doing that later this year. So that's exciting too.
1 strike to Pasednik, and now inside a ball and a strike.
Guys, I just add that it comes at a great time, because I know with our county budget we don't do recreational facilities. We'll just make grants here, and that'll be the extent of our involvement. But a lot of the cities are struggling about how they're going to keep those fields maintained, and how all that's going to, how they can possibly think about adding a skateboard park or a tot lot or something. We're not going to be real specific. We just want kids to be busy, be active, adults
keep
too.
Keep them off the street.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Slap foul, 2-2 to Pasednik.
I saw Jesse Crain start to loosen up in the bullpen. 62 pitches for Brian Duensing.
When he was in the minor leagues, he was a starting pitcher, but he's pitched exclusively out of the pen, and so his stamina isn't where it would be if he were continuing to start. So Ron Gardner said they're just hoping to get 5 innings out of him, and they're on the verge of getting that. Pasednik waves at it, taps it foul. Mike, it's going to be exciting when the ballpark opens up, of course, next year, but it's I think really exciting for those of us who are aware of the thing is almost going to be done here when the regular season ends or when the playoffs end. The target is to have everything pretty much up and running by October, right?
That's right, and mow the grass twice. So that's, you're getting close when you're firing up the mowers in October.
It's a fly to left. Span has to run toward the gap. Makes the catch. Mike, thank you very much. We'll, I'm sure, be talking with you more here as we wind down the last season of indoor baseball.
Very good. All right. Thanks, Bert.
Game tied right here, and See if the Twins can maybe get a run right here and maybe get them a win.
Strike one to Span. Top of the order, Span, Mauer, and Morneau facing Jose Contreras, who has set down 7 men in a row.
Yeah, he threw 58 pitches in the first 2 innings. Only 17 pitches to get out of the 3rd and 4th inning.
1-1. Span single, got as far as 3rd base in the 1st inning, and then with Casilla at 3rd, Punto at 3rd, and 1 out in the 2nd inning. White Sox played the infield back. Span hit a 2-hopper to Nix and got an RBI for the 2nd run of the inning. 2-1. In case you're wondering, Carlos Quentin has taken his position in left field, so he is apparently well enough to go out there and continue to play in tonight's game. And then Span slaps one by the 3rd baseman to Quentin for a leadoff hit, his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Well, you bring in that 3rd baseman, what you do is cut down his range. That possibility of a bunt brings in Beckham at 3rd base, and Span taking that ball the other way. And Beckham, who's playing about even with the bag, that ball scoots by him in the left field. Twins get their 5th hit of the ball game.
And put some speed on the bases with Mauer at the plate. Span reached with a 1st inning leadoff single, and the Twins never sent him toward 2nd base. Gomez singled with 1 out in the 2nd, and he did steal 2nd. Span goes on the 1st pitch. A ball hit past Span to the 2nd baseman. Mauer retired, and Span advances to 2nd.
Yeah, it was a shortstop, Ramirez, that went to get to 2nd base and for the steal. 2nd baseman Jason Nix held his ground, and Joe Nathan, watch, you see Ramirez right there. Joe Mauer hitting it right to Nix for the out. Put on the play, Span scoots over to 2nd.
And we'll see what Morneau can get done here. So far, he's been waving at everything Contreras has thrown up there. He's struck out twice. And that's what happens. You know, Morneau, one of the best hitters in the league, but Contreras is able to get him to take strikes and swing at balls. Oh, 1. Fastball away. Tigers are leading the Rangers now 7-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Justin Verlander's mistake to a big lead. And an 89-mile-per-hour fastball that came up and in on Morneau again.
Again, with that split finger, you tell yourself, I'm sure as a hitter, to wait back, wait for that split finger, and then he shoots that fastball that's about 93, 94. That's what it looks like.
1-2. See if he gets the splitter now. Very high fastball. Both strikeouts have been swinging strikeouts on pitches that dove, darted, dipped out of the strike zone. Three and 2 with Kubel on deck.
Now, last time up on a 3-2 pitch with a couple runners on, he threw him that split finger, and Justin swung through it. That in the 2nd inning.
Full count to Morneau. To right center. And a diving catch by Jermaine Dye. Morneau knocked the stuffing out of the ball, and Dye made a great catch going to his right.
That ball just seemed to hang right there. Dye coming in, making a very nice grab. At the split finger right there, and Dye getting it just before he makes contact with the turf, and able to keep the ball in the glove. Well, a nice tumbling catch right there by Dye for the 2nd out.
And And now Kubel, who has a single and a fly ball to left.
They're going to go ahead and walk Jason Kubel, put him at first base. And Contreras will face Michael Cuddyer. While we have a break, Reva Anderson from Eagle Bend, Minnesota. She's 102 years old. Was told that she has a Homer hanky on the back of one of her chairs all the time. And don't call her while she's watching or listening to the Twins. She won't answer. And you cannot keep a conversation when she's watching the Twins game.
So she's watching right now.
She's hopefully watching right now. Reva, thank you very much for watching the Twins and supporting the Twins over all these years.
All right, Michael Cuddyer in a big at bat. The Twins left a couple on in the first and the second. Ron Coomer, what's Cuddyer going to try to get done here in this third at bat against Contreras?
I think the big thing, guys, is Cuddier's got to let the ball get to him. Everybody, all the righties and Justin have been way out in front. If he can let the ball get to him, whether it's a fastball or split, he can shoot it to right center.
And he takes low, ball one.
Does it help, Ron, that he has seen him a couple times already?
Without question, and that pitch right there also, he's seen him a few at-bats, and he took a real quiet approach to that pitch, just trying to get a good look at the pitches.
Popped up right side. The Twins put together a threat against Contreras, but leave two more aboard. We've got a tie game going to the sixth.
In Minnesota State Lottery tickets for Travis and Jackie, right? Travis and Jackie. Now look at this, Bert. They're baby nameless. Joe after who?
Joe Mauer.
AJ after?
AJ Pierzynski.
All right, he's been cut off. And what's with this?
I guess that's the winner.
That's the winner. Now, what would possess you to name your kid Bert? Please tell me, please.
He's just such a cool guy.
Bert, do you believe any of this?
No, I don't.
This is all fraudulent. This is all fraudulent. You're doing it just to get the lottery tickets, aren't you?
Just to get on TV mostly.
You know what? It worked. Congratulations. $100 in lottery tickets coming your way, and best of luck with the baby.
Thank you.
Bert, this is a crime right here. I would never, ever, ever do this, ever. Name my kid Bert, ever.
How about Bert Itzmakowski? It's got a ring to it. We see Jesse Crane right there taking over for Brian Dunsing. He did a great job. Good job by Brian Dunsing, his first major league start. Gave up only 3 hits, but 2 of them left the ballpark, left the game in a 2-2 tie. And for Jesse Crane, he's making his 27th relief appearance.
And a breaking ball over for strike 2. And a chance for Crane to do something now that the Twins were building him toward in the minor leagues, and that is pitch more than an inning. He's had the one outing, first one out of the break, of course. First pitch was grounded for a single. Ended up that runner coming around to scoring the winning run. We've seen Crane clocked in the mid-90s or above, and the Twins, as they say, stretched him out to a couple innings at a time down in Rochester, and that might be his job here tonight. Pitched the 6th and the 7th.
Okay, pitched 3 times in Anaheim, worked a total of 3 1/3 innings in those 3 outings. Gave up that 1 run in his first outing. Ended up getting a loss in that ball game. Twins lost that game 6-5 in 10 innings.
And Dunston getting the start because Francisco Liriano last night was hospitalized with swelling in his left forearm. And the plan is for Liriano to take his next turn in the rotation. He's just being skipped 1 start. Pending, of course, no further complications in his bullpen sessions or anything like that. The doctors said of Liriano they were fine after examining him. They were fine if he got the start tonight, but Ron Gardenhire said he just couldn't take that chance, so Dunston got the call. Long at bat here with Beckham fouling off some pitches. And the count 2-2. Another foul. Beckham with a couple of grounders to short. Then it'll be Dye and Konerko.
Well, Jesse Crane getting sent down to AAA, optioned down to AAA on June 16th. Recalled about a week ago. Bobby Cuellar, the pitching coach, just trying to work on his mechanics a little bit down there and just try to get some movement out of that fastball. We saw Scott Baker last night. You know, he has that fastball, doesn't have a lot of sink on it. And Jesse Crane, almost like a Scott Baker, throws a little bit harder. But they don't have that sinking fastball, more of a fly ball type pitcher.
Long look in. When we've seen Crane get a strikeout, very often it's been with that breaking ball, but he's already shown that pitch to Beckham. Second pitch of the at bat.
Doesn't mean you can't throw it again.
Which is laced to center field. So Beckham aboard with a leadoff hit in the 6th. Twins want your help in creating a great game experience at Target Field. You saw the seats are being installed literally as we speak. You can log on to twinsbaseball.com/survey and complete a questionnaire. It's simple. Everybody who participates will have a chance to win Twins tickets and autographed items from your favorite Twins players. You can offer up your opinion visiting twinsbaseball.com/survey. Here's Jermaine Dye. Dye just 1 for 13 against Crane. Jesse delivers down and in ball 1. Mauer out for a check. What Jesse wants to avoid is what happened to Juan Rincon, who was a very effective relief pitcher, as Crane was at one time. And Juan Rincon lost the edge somehow. Didn't have the shoulder surgery that Jesse did, but he lost the edge and couldn't find it again. Now the challenge for Crane and the Twins is to find that edge again. And Rick Anderson, of course, a big part of that, the pitching coach. Foul back. And to that end, fans, I think, are pretty much aware of what a starting pitcher does between starts to maintain that edge. But how about a bullpen guy like Crane? When does he have an opportunity to work on things in the bullpen when he isn't sure whether he's going to be used that night?
Well, a lot of times guys will come out early, 3, 4 o'clock, and they'll get, maybe 5-10 minutes off that mound. Not at 100%, but maybe at 70-80%, and work on certain things. The biggest thing is your timing as far as your mechanics getting to that balance point. And that's the time really that you start working on a two-seam fastball. You start working on, controlling your breaking ball a little bit better. And you're still able in those couple 5 minutes that you throw down there to pitch later on if need be.
Very high, 2-1. Now you
see Crane's at 100% now.
Right.
Where you throw maybe, I'm going to guess 60, 70, 80% down in that bullpen. But biggest thing is just work on control.
But if you're trying to sink the ball, when are you going to have that opportunity to do that once you're up here? If you're in Rochester, you can try different grips or whatever and try to sink the ball. But once you're up here, you're pretty much left with what you got, aren't you?
Well, you have to take out what you feel confident with.
Bouncer to third.
There's a ground ball.
Creedy gets the lead runner there. Casilla steps off. But Dye will reach on a fielder's choice.
Well, the ball really wasn't hit hard enough right here to turn the double play. And a good job by Gordon Beckham right there, taking out Casilla. They went a long way to try to keep Casilla from keeping him from throwing the ball to first. So Creedy, make sure you get one, and that's exactly what they did. And Beckham, I think Casilla alertly right there realized that he wasn't going to get Dye at first base.
So Beckham, who can run, is taken off the bases. Dye, who doesn't run particularly well, is now at first base, and Konerko at the plate. There's the breaking ball over for a strike. Konerko with a fly to right and a walk.
Going back to your question, that two-seam fastball, that's a pitch I thought Rincon should have thrown more, and that's something that Jesse Crain really needs to put in his repertoire.
Another tapper. Creedy gets the first hop, gets the out at second. Casilla hangs in there and completes the double play.
Dye out in right field made a nice tumbling catch to keep this game deadlocked at 2 apiece. Nice defensive play by Tremaine Dye out in right field.
Creedy, Gomez, and Punto to face Contreras here in the 6th. Twins got a couple of runs in the 2nd on a couple of walks, couple of hits. Contreras pitched around a threat in the 5th, and now Creedy starts the 6th. Just 2 hits and 9 at-bats against Contreras, and they've both been hit over the fence. And now 2-0. 8-1, Detroit leading the Rangers. These two teams tied with Detroit. Or tied with each other, 2 games behind Detroit. Creedy takes ball 3. So one of these teams will, if Detroit wins their game, remain 2 games back. The other team will drop 3 back.
Let's see if Joe Creedy has a green light right here. He hit a home run off of Contreras when they faced Contreras back in April.
4-pitch walk puts him aboard. Time for the Quest high-speed pitch, brought to you by Quest High-Speed Internet.
Well, Brian Dunsing, he topped out at 90 miles an hour, and Jose Contreras at 92. Again, a great job by Brian Dunsing. His major league debut is, as far as a starter, his 10th major league game. 5 very good innings. He threw only 64 pitches.
Gomez dropped down a key sacrifice bunt last night, but Creedy doesn't run well at first. Gomez squares, pulls the bat back, and takes ball 1. Last night it was Gomez's bunt that set up Punto for a 2-run single.
Got Beckham, the third baseman, in front of third base, looking for the possible bunt.
And now 6 straight out of the zone for Contreras as he starts the 6th inning.
Scotty Alter going through some signs. Twins have the option here to go ahead and let Gomez bunt or let him swing away. Probably a fastball situation.
And a bunt. Contreras flips to first. That was a close play. Gomez barreled down the line. The sacrifice a good one. So now Creedy in scoring position.
A young man has so much speed, Carlos Gomez. Now watch him take this ball with him right here. Contreras gets off the mound, flipping it quickly as he can over to Marcotte.
Got a by step.
First out, yep. Nice sacrifice bunt right there by Gomez.
Well, really, Gomez, whose base running play 2 nights ago, helped the Twins win the ball game. The sacrifice bunt last night helped the Twins win, and now the sacrifice in the 6th inning, sending Creedy to second. Punto at the plate. Swing and a miss, a strike.
Oh, that split finger, that has you thinking when you look at Contreras' split finger of R.A. Dickey because of that movement that he can create. That one went down and in. We've seen him go down and away with it.
Now a fastball on the outside corner. It's called up. Randy Williams, the left-hander, warming up down in the Chicago pen.
And the other left-hander, Matt Thornton, is here tonight.
Punto checks his swing.
Thornton family, little baby girl a couple days ago, her first child.
Creedy at second in a tie game. Very high again, 2-2. Contreras was going to be the starter tonight, then they pushed him back. Colon came up with an injury, put on the disabled list. They moved him back into tonight's slot after the game last night. And he's pitched well. Punto bounces it wide of third.
Well, we've seen Nick Punto over the last 3 ball games get some big hits. On Sunday in Anaheim, Punto with 3 RBIs in that ball game. Ball that should have been caught right there. And last night's ball game against Mark Burley, driving in a couple of runs.
And again, the bottom of the lineup has been instrumental in the Twins winning the first 2 games of this series. Gomez didn't score a run, but his sacrifice allowed 2 runs to score in the 7th last night. 2-2 to Punto. Little flare to left. And Quentin is there to make the catch out number 2. And it'll bring up Casilla. Saturday afternoons were made for baseball. And Fox brings you the national game of the week Mark Teixeira and the Yankees against the White Sox coming up on Saturday. The series, of course, actually starts on Friday. But Fox Saturday Baseball this week at 3 p.m. on Fox. White Sox have a tough schedule. In fact, the next time they come here in early September, they're finishing off a grueling road trip. White Sox play one more series here, and the road trip starts in New York against the Yankees, then Fenway Park against the Red Sox, and then they come here.
See, they haven't played the Yankees yet because they go home tonight and they play Yankees a 4-game series in Chicago. Then the Angels come in.
Casilla to center. Pasetnik hustling in. He's not going to get there. And the bottom of the lineup does it again. Casilla drops the game, leading the run in with a base hit into center field.
Pasetnik right there playing a pretty deep center field. Maybe because of what Casilla did in his first at-bat, that RBI double. But right there, that's a ball that a lot of times is going to be caught. This ball looks like just a fly ball to center field, but Pasetnik was playing pretty deep. By the time he reacted, the ball bounced in front of him. So the sacrifice bunt by Gomez allows Casilla to pick up the second RBI of the ball game, and the Twins take a 3-2 lead.
Here's Span. I'll tell you what, it's going to be tough for Delmon Young or any other bench player to change what we've seen now in the bottom third of the Twins lineup. Castro takes a pitch out, but Gomez and Punto have scored a couple of runs. Casilla's driven in a couple of runs. The sacrifice in the 6th here is instrumental as Gomez's sacrifice in the 7th last night. So production from the bottom third of the lineup. That was your key in this series when we did our pregame on Monday.
And yours was a bullpen, and hopefully that bullpen can hold this 1-run lead.
Span takes outside, 2-0. Span has a pair of hits and a ground ball that drove in a run.
Now Casilla at first base, 6 for 6 in stolen base attempts.
2-1. Contreras with the leadoff walk to Treaty, paying the price for it here later in the 6th inning.
He's walked 4 so far in this ballgame, 1 intentional. And 2 of the 4 have scored. Walks.
Casilla goes, pitches outside. Castro's throw not in time. Casilla gets up, scampers into third. So the stolen base, the error, charged to the catcher. And Casilla's 90 feet away.
Casilla stealing his 7th base of the year in 7 attempts. The throw low, right here, low, and Ramirez has got to try to stop that ball right there, and the ball scoots into center field.
It was a low throw, but a one-hopper, and he tried to knock it down with his glove and his bare hand and failed. 3-1 to Span. And now Span draws a walk, and there are 2 aboard. Mauer, Morneau, Kubel to follow, and Ozzie Guillen's going to pull the plug on Jose Contreras.
Well, 58 pitches in the first 2 innings. Now Contreras with 112 pitches as we have a pitching change.
Randy Williams will pitch next for the White Sox.
which is 59 for strikes. So that means by my California math, 53 balls. He walked 5, 1 intentional with 4 strikeouts.
Randy Williams making his White Sox debut and his first major league appearance in nearly 4 years.
Yeah, last time he pitched at the major league level, you go back to 2005 when he was with the Colorado Rockies. He's pitched with the Seattle Mariners, the Padres, and the Rockies. Signed a minor league contract in spring training. Contract just purchased from AAA Charlotte, as Bartolo Colon was put on a disabled list.
Bauer getting his first look at him. The fastball shaves the outside corner.
Williams, 32 years old, originally signed by the Cubs back in 1997. Gone through left shoulder surgery back in 97, Tommy John surgery in 2000. He spent a lot of time in the minor leagues, also independent baseball to try to get back to the major leagues.
I don't believe I've ever seen Williams pitch. I suppose we could have seen him pitch for the Mariners once or twice. Delivery looks a lot like Bobby Seay of the Detroit Tigers, a left-hander who seems to come from somewhere near the second baseman.
He was pitching very well in Charlotte, and he got the call-up.
Thornton is here, but he's typically used in later innings. 1-2 to Mauer. Plenty on the fastball. He's gotten it over the 90-mile-per-hour mark on every pitch. Bouncer to short, and Ramirez will go to the bag to end the inning. The Twins get a leadoff walk, sacrifice bunt, stolen base, a fun inning, and one more run for the Twins.
Rule double that scored Gomez, and Nick Puto later scored that inning. Ryan Dunsing making his major league start, first major league start, gave up a couple home runs, one to Jason Nix and then to Carlos Quinton, left the ball game in a 2-2 tie. And Casilla, we just saw him loop that base hit in front of Posednik as Creedy scores. And the Twins have that 3-2 lead.
Alexi Ramirez will lead off the 7th against Jesse Crain, who faced just 3 men on the 6th. Breaking ball a little bit high, ball 1. Ramirez with a single in the 2nd, a fly to left in the 4th. 5 innings from Dunsing. Crane getting the 6th. The Twins hope at least the 7th. And with a lead at that point, if in fact that's what happens, then you can imagine Guerrero, Maharis, some combination of that pitching the 8th, and Nathan again the 9th. 1-1 to Alexei Ramirez. Up the middle and another opening base hit. Beckham got a base hit to start the 6th, and now Ramirez with a base hit to start the 7th.
Well, fastball up right there, and you see this pitch that Jesse Crain. I've talked about movement. Okay, this is a 2-seam fastball. Most guys throw a 4-seam fastball. All you do is rotate the ball, and there's pressure points on the ball, Dick, that you can put a little more pressure on that one. That will create that ball to spin. But what you have to do, you have to remember to get on top of that ball. If the ball goes straight out, it's just going to kind of spin. But if you get that ball down, you can make that ball sink a little bit. That's what Jesse Crain is hoping to do, maybe right here, get another ground ball out. Take a look at the pitch right here that off the bat of Paul Konerko that got the double play to get Jesse out. Now, that was a little cutter. And if you can add that little cutter to a 2-seamer, all of a sudden you've got 2 new pitches basically. Crain has that curveball, he has the slider, he's got the fastball, but also he needs that 2-seam sinking fastball.
1-1.
You don't see Jesse Crain throw a lot of off-speed stuff. He's basically hard.
You'd even say his curveball is a hard curve.
He has a hard slider, and then that curveball's like his changeup. I don't think I've ever seen Jesse throw a circle change or a 3-finger fastball for a changeup. Everything is hard.
1-1 to Kotsay. High drive to deep center field. Gomez back. And he makes the catch on the edge of the track. 1 away. You know, if this works, if Crain can find that edge, find a new pitch or two and be an effective relief pitcher, you have to tip your hat to him because, as we said, there's a long list of relief pitchers who lose it and never find it again. And we talk about starting pitchers from time to time reinventing themselves. Joe Nathan adding pitches as he evolves as a closer. And you've got to give Crain some credit if, in fact, he can reemerge as an effective relief pitcher.
He has the arm strength. You know, coming out of spring training, I think, you know, Ron Gardenhire, Rick Anderson looking at Jesse Crain as maybe being what Matt Guerrero has been so far as a setup guy, and Matt more the long guy. It's kind of reversed right here. So Jesse's job right here is to pitch 2 or 3 innings at a time.
Bouncer to third.
Turn it again.
A leadoff single. And again, Crain faces just 3 men. 2 very encouraging innings. And now Ramirez is down in a heap at second base. He's slid into the bag and hurt himself. Sox fans. But he wasn't involved in any way in a collision with Casilla. He just slid into the bag hard, and looks like his spikes stuck, and then his ankle snapped back.
Snyder, again, the head trainer for the Chicago White Sox for many years.
Now Jason Nix is going to take over at short, and Getz is in at second base. And that's great news really for everybody. You don't like to see great young talent like Alexei Ramirez suffer a serious injury. Here's Justin Morneau facing Williams. Big swing and a miss. Morneau, Kubel, and Cuddyer trying to add to the lead. At any rate, Ramirez is out of the ball game for the balance of the night.
Yeah, now he's got to go up 44 steps right there to get to the clubhouse.
If he can survive that, he might be in the lineup tomorrow. One and one to Morneau. Hit a line drive his last time up. Jermaine Dye turned in a good play. A couple strikeouts before that. Fouled back. 1-2. Swing and a miss, third strikeout of the night for Morneau. Twins and Angels at the Dome Friday night, and it's a Cub Foods Fantastic Friday presented by Land O'Lakes Milk. You buy a ticket in the home run porch, get a free half-gallon of Land O'Lakes milk, chocolate milk, or orange juice. You can call 800-33-TWINS. Or log on to twinsbaseball.com and purchase your Cub Foods Fantastic Friday tickets. Here's Kubel. And a tapper to first. Kotze flips to Williams, 2 down.
Well, Williams has done his job so far. Retired all 3 batters been asked to get on just 10 pitches. Ozzie Guillen on his way out. And he'll make a pitching change. Bring in Tony Pena, right-handed reliever.
Good outing for Williams. We'll see what Pena does in a moment. Ago that the Royals are converting Tony Pena, their former shortstop, into a pitcher. There's already a pitcher named Tony Pena, and the White Sox have him.
Yeah, they just got him actually from the Diamondbacks on July 7th. He's making just his 7th appearance as a Chicago White Sox pitcher.
Pena slings it over to Kase. Kadire retired. The Chicago bullpen doing a good job here tonight. It's a 1-run Twins lead.
Of the game, you are hereby circled, young man.
Angle puck, Kirby dink.
I think he's on David Letterman or something.
Matt Guerrero into the ballgame in the 8th, delivering strike 1 to Jason Nix.
Well, Matt has been outstanding as a setup man to Joe Nathan. 21 holes so far on the year. He worked here on Monday night, one shutout inning.
One thing, and we've talked about Matt's excellence this year, but the one thing that really has been a wonderful development for the Twins, he has been tougher against lefties than righties. Snap back, Creedy stays with the ground ball, 1 away. Guerrero allowing just a 145 average against lefties and a little over 200 against righties. Here's Pierzynski, a left-handed batter coming off the bench, but the Twins don't need, given Guerrero's effectiveness against lefties, they don't need to answer with Maharis in a situation like this, because Guerrero's been able to get lefties out quite well.
Well, what we've seen from Matt is he's attacking the strike zone very nicely. He's just going right at the hitters. And the fans here getting an opportunity to boo A.J. Pierzynski.
And the first pitch, outside ball 1. Castro had gone 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls. Once Contreras left the game, Castro figured to be replaced by Pierzynski in a close ball game. Ball dribbled up the line, 1-1. One to Pierzynski. 1-2.
I know the fans still boo A.J. Pierzynski for some reason. I don't know, but if it wasn't for A.J. Pierzynski fans, we wouldn't have Joe Nathan, wouldn't have Bruce Bonza, wouldn't have Francisco Liriano. I think he's just a guy that people like to boo.
Well, the defense often uses he wants to win. Well, so do the other 424 Chicago White Sox, and people don't seem to want to boo them. Foul back.
Well, he's got that personality, you know. He's an only child, and I think he just gets underneath the skin of some people. You know, we had a guy in Pittsburgh, Tim Foley, who was the same way.
Really?
He got underneath the skin of Chuck Tanner one time when Chuck had his hands around his throat.
Really?
Yep, but he goes out and plays. He plays the game hard.
Curve lifted to center. Gomez with a late jump on the ball. Gets there, out number 2. And the fans love it when Pierzynski makes it out. If you want to learn the basics of baseball, stay tuned to Quest Twins Live, the postgame show. Bert and Ron will break down the techniques and strategies of the game. And tonight we look at the pickoff play at second base. The daylight play you've talked about the last couple days.
I know my pitchers will be able to do it. I don't know if Ron Coomer's infielders will understand it.
Here's Posednik. Up and away, ball 1. Posednik 0 for 3 tonight. And now a strike. Dunsing 5 innings. And he faced just 4 men over the minimum. Crane with 2 innings. He faced just 6 batters. And now Guerrero trying to pitch a 1-2-3-8. Bunted very high in the air over the screen.
I don't think Rick Anderson or Ron Gardenhire could have scripted it any better here tonight because they didn't know what they're going to get out of Brian Dunsing. He pitched outstanding. Only 64 pitches in 5 innings. Did give up a couple home runs, but left with the game tied. Great job by Jesse Crane. 2 shutout innings, 2 big double plays turned behind him, and now you turn it into the 8th and 9th guys, innings to the guy, and that Matt Guerrero and probably Joe Nathan. So far, so good. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And there's Joe Nathan, maybe waiting for his 29th save. We hope.
1-2 to Posednik. Bouncer right side. Morneau cuts it off. Guerrero to the bag. Got him.
Nice play. Nice play by the first baseman Morneau. And Guerrero getting over to first.
And Guerrero has a 1-2-3 8th inning.
Three outs away from completing the 3-game sweep. And we'll talk about baseball for a half hour immediately following this ball game on Quest Twins Live featuring the Toyota postgame wrap. We'll talk about the big nights that Denard Span and Alexi Casilla are having. Each man has 2 hits tonight. Plus the Twins D, it's been spectacular. And Ozzie Guillen, he's not happy for the 3rd consecutive night. All the coming up on Quest Twins Live. Bert, I'm still stung by this lady potentially naming her kid Bert. That hurts.
Well, that's better than Robbie. Come on.
It's like
2 strikes to Creedy. It'll be Creedy, Gomez, and Punto. One and 2. Creedy walked leading off the 6th and scored the go-ahead run on a Casillas single. Creedy goes down on strikes.
Yeah, hard slider right there by Pena. Pena with a good fastball in the mid-90s. Hard slider that just struck out Creedy, and a changeup. This is his 4th major league season. 27-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Signed by the Diamondbacks back in 2002.
See what Gomez does here. He singled and stole a base, scored in the 2nd, laid down the critical sacrifice that moved Creedy up a base in the 6th. Down and away, ball 1. There is no question that there is an energy level the Twins have with Gomez in the lineup that is not there when he's not in the lineup. Does that mean he's going to have 4 very good at bats in every game? No. Fouled back 1 and 2. But what we've seen from the Twins the last 3 nights, in my mind, is the type of team they hope to have from opening day on. They played well in the field. They've gotten production from the bottom of the lineup. Casillas has been productive. Gomez has been productive. As Ron Gardenhire said this afternoon, you go into a spring training and you have areas of concern. Second base was not an area of concern in spring training. It was during the first 4 months of the regular season.
Well, the Twins' philosophy, you know, you play good fundamental baseball, basically pitching and defense. And that's one thing Gomez can do, even though he strikes out right there. Another hard slider from Pena. He has not made an error in center field. He covers so much ground, and if he can hit 240, 250, 260 in that range, the Twins would take it because of his defense. Good pitch right there, that hard slider, same pitch that struck out Creedy.
Yeah, and that brings to mind a couple of names that I think you played with, and I think they hit in the 250, 260 range. Gary Pettis, he was not a 300 hitter or a 280 hitter. And Devon White also, wasn't he in that range at 250?
I played with Devon White.
You didn't play with Gary Pettis? You played against him. Yeah. There's Nathan warming up. 1 strike to Punto. And strike 2. Boy, both bullpens have been superb in this series. Two strikes to Punto. Close, but ball 1.
White Sox traded infielder Brandon Allen to get Pena from the Diamondbacks.
Two and 2 to Punto. Bounce to Kase. Pena covers, and Pena has a 1-2-3 inning. It'll be Joe Nathan in the 9th against Beckham, Dye, and Canerco.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Jeep game reset with the Twins clinging to a one-run lead, and Alexi Casilla has been instrumental in the Twins taking the lead.
Yeah, the number 9 hitter, an RBI double in the second, then the go-ahead RBI single in the sixth.
Beckham, Dye, and Konerko. Up and in, ball one. The fourth hitter, should the White Sox get that far, scheduled to be Chris Getz. And remember, Jim Thome is available.
Well, the numbers on Joe Nathan, very impressive. 28 saves and 31 save opportunities. Picked up his 27th save here on Monday night on only 6 pitches. In last night's ball game, just needed to get one out, and is able to do that in that 5-3 win. Picking up save number 28.
Fastball up high, and it's 2-0. Strike 2 and 1.
Nathan faced Beckham here on Monday night. Was the final out. He struck him out to preserve that 4-3 Twins win.
Driven to left. And a leadoff hit for Beckham, and for Nathan, that's just the 5th first batter to get a base hit in 40 at bats. First batters have gone 4 for 39, a 103 average.
We've got a fastball right there, and Beckham a line drive, his second straight hit and his second hit of the ball game. Fastball that stayed inside, and Beckham opened up quickly. And Span playing that big hop right there, gets it back in.
So Beckham aboard, and now here's Dye. 0 for 3. He's not gotten the ball out of the infield yet tonight. Twins have turned a couple double plays, both when Jesse Crain was on the mound. First pitch strike. Anywhere else in the Chicago batting order, and you might see a bunt attempt here, but with Dye and Konerko, the next 2 scheduled batters, that won't happen here. Inside, 1-1.
Well, these two teams play each other 18 times, so Nathan a lot of save opportunities. Also, these hitters have seen Nathan a lot. That's why in spring training, Joe Nathan was talking about adding a little cutter.
Swing and a miss, a big rip by Dye, and it's 1-2.
Nathan, a strikeout pitcher, 39 2/3 innings, 47 strikeouts.
Up around the hands, 2-2. See Mauer move his glove inside in off the plate. Nathan delivered the pitch where it was intended. Two to Dye. Got him looking with a breaking ball. That is pitching. He came up and in with a fastball, then threw the wrinkle on the outside corner.
And that's that little cutter that he was working on. Mariano Rivera with an outstanding cutter. Some people call it a slider. Not much break. Perfect location, knee high, down and away. We saw Joe Mauer just kind of hold that.
So one down, and here is Konerko. Getz in the on-deck circle. Down low, and a nice scoop by Mauer. Konerko walked in the fourth against Dunsing. Get into a double play against Crane. Nathan would love to get him to bounce into one here. Outfield playing very deeply.
Playing deep, no extra base hit in this situation. Keep the ball in front of you. That's why the outfield is playing deep.
Down low, 2-0. Beckham, good speed at first base. Nearly hit him, and it's 3-0. Right now, Getz is in the on-deck circle, but somewhere back there, Jim Thome might be available to pinch hit. Nathan, 12 pitches, just 5 strikes.
And Konerko, if it's a pitch that he likes, will have the green light.
Three and 0. Taking all the way, it's 3-1. Good walk-up crowd again here tonight. Hoping to see the Twins sweep the Sox. 3-1 to the Chicago designated hitters. And a walk will send Beckham to second base, and the tying runs in scoring position.
Yeah, rare walk for Joe Nathan. Only his 9th of the year.
And Getz will come to the plate. Dwayne Wise is going to run for Konerko. Getz will hit. Thome remains a non-factor in this series. I talked with Jim this afternoon. He said he's going to be fine long term, but the White Sox very protective of him here in this series. He had a chance to pinch hit him last night and didn't. Apparently unavailable last night and perhaps unavailable tonight. Strike one to Getz.
Started at second base in last night's ball game, 1 for 4. He doubled for Bobby Keppel in that 2-run 9th inning.
One strike. 2 strikes, and again Getz in the game because of the injury suffered to Alexei Ramirez. He injured himself sliding into second base. Behind Getz, the newest White Sox player, Mark Kotsay. strikes. And wide of the plate.
Three fastballs so far to Getz.
Flip foul.
Nathan rubbing up that ball. In his 6th season with the Twins, his 10th Major League season.
One and two to Chris Getz. Check swing. That's strike 3. The batter is out. First base was occupied, but both runners move up on a pitch in the dirt. So, yeah, strikeout. That part's good. But now the tying runs at third and the go-ahead runs at second.
That'll be a strikeout for Nathan, his second of the inning, but the wild pitch gets away from Joe Mauer. You see the cutter right there, the breaking ball. Getz goes too far. And Joe, as that ball deflects away from him, allows both runners to advance.
Rick Anderson to the mound to talk to Nathan, has thrown 19 pitches. There's one bench player left. Wise is in the game as a pinch runner. Pierzynski came in to catch. Getz came in when Ramirez got hurt.
Well, this might be a little scouting report right here about Mark Kotsay. Just a reminder what kind of hitter he is, what they're going to try to do right here.
Quentin on deck. He homered to tie the game in the 5th. But you have a left-handed batter in Kotsay and a right-handed batter in Quentin with first base open. Ozzie Guillen came out of the dugout to peer down into the bullpen. Bobby Jenks was warming up. Matt Thornton is on the mound currently.
Yeah, Jenks was throwing a lot, so I think he's loose now. Matt Thornton getting some throwing in.
So here's Kotsay in his first game with the White Sox. 0 for 3 so far. The game on the line in the 9th. Driven to right at Kadire to end the game.
It's a heck of a scouting report that Rick Anderson gave him.